Hi, thank you so much for coming back to learn more about Lenormand meanings. Today, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about cards 28 through 36. And yes, did you know that there's only 36 Lenormand cards? Now, it depends upon what kind of deck that you do have. But in the traditional sense, there's only 36 cards that you have to work with and know the meanings. But of course, it is a little bit different with Lenormand cards because the meaning and the context does change with whatever question that you have. If you have a question in a relationship, it's going to be different, of course, if you're talking about health. So you really have to look at the different aspects of life of how you're guiding your client. And so, but these Lenormand cards are wonderful because they help tell the story of your client. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Now, this will be the last of the series. And then what I will do, I'm also going to come up with some videos about how different, card pools that you can do, different overlays that you can do, and also what questions to ask the Lenormand. Okay, so we're going to start with the man card. Now, what is wonderful about certain decks, there are so many different choices that you can give your client so that they can relate to the cards. But let's first talk about what it symbolizes. So with the man card, it symbolizes the masculine energy and the maleness in the client's life. Okay, it is a highly neutral card. It's influenced by the cards around it. Now, there are certain decks that really have changed a little bit. They've added some things from the traditional Lenormand cards, and which is really, to me, it's great because your client will be able to relate to it. So if you have a male client, okay, that really partners up with another male, you do have two male cards. So all you have to do is take out the woman card, or you can add the woman card in there. It just depends on what you are really feeling intuitively. Okay. And so, and also if you're, and I love these two cards as well because you've got, just the guy who is really reflecting or the really macho guy. But really, you can look at it. So there's different ways that you can actually have different contexts and different meanings to it. Now, let me show you another card deck. And I love what they have done here. Okay. So again, here are two male cards. So if you are reading to say your client is white, okay, you can do a male white, a male that's white. If your client is black, you've got a male who is black. And again, if you have a gentleman or a man who is your client and prefers partners as men, then you've got two male cards in this card deck. So let's see how we can do different combinations for different cards in the Lenormand series. Okay, so we're going to take the man, and I think I'm going to try the lily to see how it changes the meaning of the man, or what kind of story can you get behind this. So you may be looking at a man who is moralistic, who is pure and self-righteous. He may be honest and upfront. And as they say in society, he may be a goody two-shoes. Now, when you put the moon next to the man, it may be meaning that a man who has a lot of depth, who is quiet, very intuitive, very emotional, that maybe he might be a little needy as well. All right, now let's look at the woman. Okay, and of course, the woman symbolizes the feminine energy and female forces in the client's life. It is, again, a highly neutral card, and it's influenced by the cards around it. Now, look at this card deck. Okay, so again, you've got two women. So if you have a woman client that prefers to be with a woman sexually, you do have two women cards. Okay, so that is really again, it's very versatile in this deck. Let's look at the other deck. Okay, so now this other deck, again, we have a white female and we have a black female. And so, again, you can change it up depending on how you want to meet the needs of your client or what you're feeling with the cards. So I like it that we have so many other different choices out there. The woman card is next. Let's go ahead and put the man next to the woman, and it's very interesting how they're both looking one direction with this card series. All right, so when you put a woman and a man together, it may mean a woman and a man that do something together, that they may have a close relationship, or it could also mean a woman who shows masculinity by society standards. When you put the sun next to a woman, it may mean that this woman is very sunny, very warm, happy, optimistic, successful, very popular. It may be the client sunshine. So the client may know some woman who really makes him or her happy. Okay, let's look at the lilies. Now the lilies represent maturity and wisdom. It corresponds with all things needing a gestation period or time to mature. So you can think of the plants, right? It does take them the seed to mature and everything to develop into a flower. So, or grow. And you may want to look at pregnancies, stocks and bonds, aging. And again, here we go with somebody that ages through time with the cheeses and wines and pickles. But of course, whenever you're looking at the duration of time, it is a long period of time. But it also, the lilies can bring peace and tranquility and serenity. So it is considered a time card, and it is a neutral card. So let's put the key next to the lily to see what meaning we get. And this may mean that to open up to sensual experiences, you may agree to have sex with someone. Now, if we place the fish next to the lilies, it may mean complete materialism, which means that your life is evolving around materialistic things. Or it could also mean that you're having pleasure at work. The sun card. It symbolizes a new beginning and bright new day. It denotes life, light, warmth, heat, success, glory, and victory. So I love this, that illuminates our path, brings about success, victory, creates hope, and a sign of recognition, fame, and powerful reputation. It is considered a mood card. So when you get the sun in your spread, it's going to bring a lot of that wonderful, optimistic energy into your reading. And it is a positive card. So I absolutely love the sun. Here is the sun card. I'm going to go ahead and put the anchor card next to the sun card. And when you do this combination, it may mean to be happy with the status quo of your life, that you are enjoying everyday life. And why would you change anything? It's very stable. Now, when we put the cross next to the sun, it also may mean to find joy despite of hardships and difficult times in your life. Or maybe this person is welcoming responsibilities. The moon card. It relates to dreams, imagination, creativity, inspiration, and innovation. It connects with the emotions, the passions, and art of seductions and romance. So you've got the emotions with that romance. It stands for motherhood, the womb, and all things maternal and feminine. It represents the energy of mystics, medium, sensitives, and psychics. And it is a mood card, and it can be positive and neutral, depending on the cards that are around it. And I also like to use this card as the different phases in life. Whenever, somebody is going, not everything will last forever. Everything, every event in your life, everything that you're going through is a phase. And I always look at it like moon phases. They change month to month or day to day. Okay, so the moon card with a combination with the key, It may mean that the key to the situation is you have access to something that was hidden in your subconscious and that you were unaware of. Or maybe the key to the situation is understanding the emotions that you have about it. Now let's place the sun next to the moon. This may mean a conflict between wanting to be happy and having to confront something fearful. So these are almost cards that are the opposite of. So they have conflict between each one. The key symbolizes the power to lock and unlock the key to happiness, freedom, liberty, knowledge, and destiny. It allows you to enter mysterious realms and power of decision of choice over the human free will factor. You have the power to create and realize your goals and ambitions with the key. And it is an action, mood, and portrait card. And it is very positive. So let's place the man next to the key. And this may mean a man who is open-minded or open-hearted. Maybe he's accessible, accepting, or maybe the key to success is this man. All right, so let's do the Lily card. This may mean the key to it all is maybe you had a moral aha moment, or maybe you're accepting the virtue of acceptance, or virtues are opening up the doors in your life. The fish brings a positive change with significant advantages. It shows independence and freedom, like self-employment, business, enterprises, and activities. It signifies abundance, wealth, and plenty. And it is a portrait and an action card and a positive and neutral card. It just really depends on what cards are around. All right, let's look at the different meanings of the fish card. Let's go ahead and put the anchor next to it. I really like having the story of the sea here. So it may symbolize that you might be tied down or confined by financial or material problems. You also may be stable and financial in your job. Let's do the cross with the fish. So this may mean, oh my goodness, you know, the fish can mean that you have many, many responsibilities and too many responsibilities, so it's really pulling you down. It may also mean that you're struggling of making a daily living. The anchor card symbolizes safety and the immovability in all aspects of life, trust, faithfulness, and loyalty. It advises the client to stay on course and persevere while navigating any difficulties. It is a time card, and it is also a positive card. Let's put anchor with woman. Let's see what meaning we get behind this. So this may mean a woman who has halted and stopped. Maybe it's a relationship that she has stopped and it's stalled right now. Or it may mean a woman who is stable, firm, safe, secure, solid as a rock. So maybe it's a woman that you should be with if she is very stable. So whenever you have a key next to the anchor, it may mean yes, okay? So it's indicating whatever your question is, the answer is yes. Maybe you're wondering if you need to buy a home and take up residence there, and the card is saying, yes, the key is you need to do this. Or maybe you're allowing someone to hold on to you. All right, so this is our final card of the deck, the cross. It expresses suffering, worries, burdens, difficulties, troubles, trials, pains, hardships, and challenges. It represents regret, remorse, guilt, shame, humiliation, and disappointment. It is a mood card and it is a negative card. So it can bring a lot of negativity to your card reading. So let's go ahead and put the lily next to the cross and see what meaning we get out of that. So this may mean, you know, we were talking about the lily means virtues. So maybe it may mean virtues which are important to your religion. Or maybe you're thinking that suffering is a virtue. Let's go ahead and put the moon with the cross. So this may mean that you are going through emotional suffering, strain, or you have painful needs that are going on in your life at this moment. This brings us to the end of lesson number 4. And we have gone through all of the cards. We looked at general meanings because, again, any card that is around the main card that we're focusing on, you can change the context and the meaning. And also it's the question that you ask. That's why you always have to think about, what do I want to know through this question? All right, so the next series will be talking about questions. I'll show you different card pools that you can do and to help your client with the Lenormand cards. And again, Lenormand cards are awesome if you are a very imaginative storyteller, and it really tells a lot about your client. All right, so I hope that you enjoyed this series. And again, happy Lenormand card reading.